Greetings and welcome back. My name is Karen Boyd, the Savvy Reader, and I am your host for the weekly videos on some great reads from my bookshelf. I wanted to come this week with several recommendations from my favorite list of reading material. It's some books that I do recommend if you are running a business or if you just like to read like I do. I know I said from my bookshelf. The books we're going to be reading this week that I'm going to share with you, that's one of my favorites. And then I'm going to give you also some of the books on my list that you can maybe purchase. So, two of them on the top of my list are my own books. And one of them that's not on my bookshelf, but it's digital. If you can see that, it is Your Why. What's it all for? So I'm going to go into a little bit of detail in this book, but what it's basically about is you hear a lot of tips and secrets to success and those different things. And the real tip and the real secret is in you. So that is what this book is about. It's like, what is your why? Why do you want to do what you do, or why are you doing the things that you do? What motivates you? That is pretty much what kind of sums that up. But I'm going to go into reading on that one this week. And then the other of my favorites, remember I said two of my own, and this one is from my bookshelf. It's a physical book of mine. And it is From Success to Significance, basically how to stay relevant if you're in business for yourself. That is if you are an entrepreneur, solopreneur, or anything that you may, you know, side hustle, any of those things, just staying relevant. Some really good stuff in here. This book is on Amazon. And the Your Why is on Smashwords. That's where it was originally published back in 2017. So it's been a while since I wrote that one. And you can check them out. I'm going to leave a link to Your Why. It's a free download. And then I will leave a link to the other book, which is on Amazon. So let's dive in. We're talking about the reading for this week with myself, Karen Boyd, the Savvy Reader. And we're going to kind of dive into a little bit of reading material or recommendations, book recommendations. You've read a book before and thought to yourself, who in the world can I recommend this book to or share this book with? Don't you like to read, have some good reads, and then share those good reads with others? Of course you do. And that is basically what I'm going to do with you this week is some of my favorite reading material that I have read. Some of them I have not yet read, but some of these are my favorites. And so the first one is The Dream Giver by Bruce Wilkinson. The other one is The Five Dysfunctions of a Teen. These are some really good reads. Seriously, I'm not going to go into different details on them since we already have a book picked out for this week. And the other one is The 4 Hour Work Week. And that's three from the top of my list. Influencer by Patterson, Grenny, Maxfield, Macmillan, and Switzler. The Power of Story. Everybody loves a good story. That is by Jim Loehr. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but it's Loehr is who the author of that book is. The last one is The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. And you can check those out. Well, let me just go ahead and throw one more in, and that is The 1 Minute Manager Balances Work and Life by Kenneth Blanchard. These books are good if you're in corporate America, if you're in management. These books are good if you're in business for yourself. And then I have several more, but we won't go into that this week. I'll kind of drop you about 5 each week to give you some good reading material. Of course, you can always come back here and join me for the weekly reading. So let's dive into Your Why. What's it all for? And this is by yours truly. And again, you can catch this. I'm going to drop a link in the description box that it is on Smashwords and it's a free download. So if you're interested in that. So we're just going to kind of go into a little bit here. The book goes into defining success on your own terms. Again, we get into everything somebody else is doing. I understand that there are some great influencers out here, those people that are successful. We want to follow them. The issue is some things that may hold you back from your own success is attempting to take on that mentality of that individual. For instance, you want to be a consultant or a coach or print on demand or any of these different things that you can find and get yourself into. Let's say consultant for one. But all of those things that I just named, you want to just be yourself. The biggest thing is being enthusiastic about what you like, what you're selling. It may not necessarily be something you like because some things that may not sell is something you like instead of what supply and demand, basically what somebody's looking for versus what you like. Maybe something totally different. So that's where you get into defining, like when we start talking about consulting, you want to talk about topics or get involved in consulting based on your own expertise. Now, there are people out here that have jumped into consulting and consulting on topics that they basically learned on their own and taught themselves, but don't really have the expertise in it. I don't know, but just kind of have a knack for grabbing a hold to something and really kind of getting out there and teaching others about it. I would say stick to something that you're really good at when you start talking about consulting, when you start thinking of coaching in those different areas. I would say those are some things that you want to keep in mind to venture into topics that you consider yourself an expert at. Okay. So your why, define success on your own terms. Let me just go a little bit with chapter 1. Okay. So I'm going to be brief here. What's it all for? Have you ever thought to stop and ask yourself this question? We spend so many hours, days, and even years attempting to find success on everyone's terms but our own. We see so many motivational type videos, books, people, etc. in mainstream media that we have purchased until we are blue in the face, when in actuality, all you're looking for is within reach. That's what your why is. Your gifts and talents. Success is a mindset. If you believe you can achieve it, you will. Seriously, this is not a cliche, it's truly real. If you are not motivated about your own projects, assignment, and or product, then no one else will be either. It is imperative for you to believe in you. So think about it for a moment. What are you passionate about? What causes you to cringe when you see or hear it? What has happened in your life that you can glean from, package it, and either give it away to help someone else or sell it? What problem can you help solve for others? The list goes on. So those are the types of things when I say your why. Define success on your terms. What makes you cringe? I'll give you an example. What makes me cringe is horrible customer service. So that's one of my areas of training and consulting is customer service. If you run any form of business and you do not think customer service is important, then you should not be in business. Customer service is key to success. Good customer service Excellent customer service is the key to success. We're living in an environment where customer service is pretty much out the window, out the door, out the gate. Nobody wants to provide that above and beyond customer service that we once knew. So that is something, if you just simply answer your phone and service your clients, your business will boom. That's a fact. When we talk about success, we attempt to make our success look like someone else's success. That's not good. Your success is you. Yes, look around you. You do not have to look like what others are doing. Bring your authentic self to the surface, that individual that God has created you to be, and allow Him to shine through you. What's it all for? Setting goals are not realistic based on someone's 6-step process. Does not have to be you. Many times, goals are set so high you're not able to reach them anyhow. Why not set goals on your own terms? What do you mean? I mean, prayer is key here. Oftentimes, unrealistic goals are set based on others' motivation. I know you can relate to this. I am sure you can relate to this. Now, what this basically means is when you are basing your success and setting your goals based on I don't know, let's use a top influencer, for example. You may never get started in what you truly desire to do. Somebody may be waiting on you for that service or product. So base that on what you like, not what you like necessarily, but supply and demand. What's your niche area? You'd be surprised what people are looking for. So that's what I mean when I say define it on your own success. Once you discover or determine what you want to do, sell, consulting, whatever it is, product, service, then do your due diligence and see what the demand is for it. And you pretty much go from there. Okay, so my why is personal. I love working with people. To see you elevated to the next level, to see the leader in you arise, to see you become successful as a business owner, to see you learn something new daily, to see you be your authentic self, to see you achieve and sustain your success, but not of your own power. When you walk in who you were created to be, you will sustain it. You will own it. You will be at peace. You will see your why take you to higher heights. That's what I love to see take place in my coaching. Go for it. It is there for the taking. Define success on your own terms. You are who you are. I dare you to be your authentic self and watch what happens. That's my own quote. Here's a quote from Brian Tracy. Your true success in life begins only when you make the commitment to become excellent at what you do. A quote from John Wooden. Success comes from knowing that you did your best to become the best that you are capable of becoming. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Do not settle. That's a quote from Steve Jobs. Failure means to get back up and try again. Find your why and arise. That's my own quote. Success, like happiness, is an individual pursuit. For years, we have been taught that success is all about making a lot of money. That is also what we have inadvertently taught our children, and in turn, they too will pass this on to their children. You might never have heard your parents speak about success, But isn't it true that they often encouraged you to become a lawyer or a doctor long before you were old enough to know what you were good at? Why do you think this is the case? The prominence associated with these jobs may only be part of the reasons we push our children in that direction. But for the most part, it is the money that they find attractive. Even if they are their children or accomplished within their respective areas of expertise but are struggling financially, they find it hard to regard this as success. The result of this kind of narrow minded thinking is a society of people who are unhappy, depressed, or underachieving because they are stuck in a career they hate, or miserable because they can never live up to the unrealistic expectations set for and are being forcefully imposed upon them. Again, I ask, what's it all for? While being stable or even well off financially is often the result of much diligence and hard work, it is not the only true measure of success. There is no real satisfaction from being rich if you do not truly enjoy what you do. If you are struggling to make ends meet, however, it is only natural to want a better life for yourself and your children. I would never encourage you to stop pushing yourself to earn enough to care for the needs of your family. But when your happiness and even the affection you have for your children is hinged solely on wealth or material possessions, I have to draw the line. That being said, what really makes a person successful? Here's what some of the greatest minds have to say on the matter. Zig Ziglar: success is a personal standard, reaching for the highest that is in us, becoming all that we can be. However difficult life may seem, there is always something you can do and succeed at. Stephen Hawking. The starting point of all achievement is desire. It's desire. Napoleon Hill. As you can see, even one has their own opinions about the boundaries within which we define success. That is because success means totally different things to different people, as I've said throughout my book. In fact, even those with great wealth may not see themselves as successful. There is, however, one common theme in these sayings: success is no accident. Success achieved as a result of working hard at whatever you do, it is totally a mindset. It is impossible to become successful by just doing enough to get by. Anyone can be average. If your aim is to be successful, you must have such a burning desire to do more or even to do better that it pains you to stop working towards who he has created you to be. Your aspirations should greet you every morning and daintily waltz about in your dreams every night. And no matter what obstacle presents itself, you will always keep telling yourself that you can't stop and you won't stop. That kind of burning desire is what I call motivation. Motivation is the force that compels us to strive for success, helps us to unlock the full potential of our minds, and keeps us continually focused on and committed to becoming who we are. Faith, believing, and motivation are the keys to success. It is impossible to have this kind of drive if you do not truly have faith and love what you do. And if you are not confident enough to think you are able to do it, that is why it is so crucial for you to define success on your own terms. Which achievement do you think is worth pursuing? What accomplishment do you yearn to share with your children, grandchildren, and ultimately the world? That is the aspiration that will make you a success. And you should never stop trying to make these dreams a reality. Realism is a very important aspect of being motivated to succeed. That was 2 chapters that I read. The next chapter is designed to help you stay motivated by teaching you to set realistic goals. Remember, you want to set goals that you know you can meet. Don't set unrealistic goals. Being successful and defining success on your own terms is what you're looking to do, not based on someone else's terms. Now, what does that mean? I'm not saying don't use mentors of those who are already millionaires or multimillionaires or billionaires. I'm saying it's okay to use, as you heard some of the quotes that I have given you from my book, from chapters 1 and 2. They each say the same thing, basically leads up to the same thing, and that is the motivation in you. Do you believe in yourself? Are you enthusiastic about yourself? I mean, that is what brings about success. So if you are holding back at stepping into something that may be a hobby that is in demand, then maybe you could turn that hobby into a business. Now, what's the difference between a hobby and a business? Well, one you make money and the other one you don't. That's the big difference. If you are running a business and you're calling it a business and you are not making any money, that is a hobby. So you want to turn those things into a success based on how you define success. Some people have very high standards on what we call success, and some people have very low standards. The worst thing you can do is tell a broke person about a business idea, a thought, a thought that you may want to see manifest, but you told a friend or a broke friend, and the broke friend has no motivation. They are not going to champion you into moving forward in that idea that you have spoken of. Okay. So the headline for chapter 3 is setting realistic goals. So it kind of goes into a goal, by definition, is the end result of achieving your objectives. Every successful person has or had a mentor or a coach. I don't believe you can do it by yourself. So you want to get someone that will champion you in your idea, set realistic goals, and follow them. I use something, and this is not something that I'm the only one that uses, but it is the acronym SMART. Means our goals would be specific, your goals would be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. So don't come out the gate talking about starting a business. And I see something trending now, so I use that as candle business and say, oh, I desire to make, well, you can desire, but realistically, setting a goal to say, I want to make $2,000 in the first week of my business. And I'm not saying that's not realistic, but do you really want to start and come out of the gate by setting a goal of $2,000 in your first week? Okay. Be realistic. Be realistic. Set SMART goals and follow them. So this is, again, a book that I have read just a couple of chapters from, is my book that is on Smashwords. It was originally published on Smashwords, and it's a free download. I'm going to leave a link in the description box below so that you can grab a copy if you're interested. It was written to help motivate individuals of where you are and where you want to be. Side hustle, a full-blown business, a full-blown consulting business, or print on demand business. The list goes on and on and on of all the different things that you can do. So, candle business, decorating, event planning, decorating for parties. That kind of goes in line with event planning. Well, two different things actually, because I could be planning an event and then call on someone else to do the decorations. So that's a pretty big thing. Those are just a couple of the things that I can throw out there. Some of the other chapters in the book is surround yourself with the right people. That is chapter 5. And chapter 6, be in the right place at the right time. Networking is still a big deal. Training and different things is still a big deal. And as I mentioned earlier, customer service is a big deal. If you're going to start any type of business, I don't care what it is, you want to have a way for people to reach you. I know a lot of people have gone to the automated systems and different things, but trust and believe me, customer service is not overrated. It's key. So do something different. Answer the phone. Have some pretty good customer service. If you meet a customer or client that is not a good fit, but they've already paid you for the service, if they're not a good fit and they feel that they are not a good fit, simply refund them and let them go on their way. I don't know what happened to refunding people when they say, I'm not happy with your service. However, it will make better for your business to refund an unhappy customer or a customer or client that's not a good fit for you than not to, because we already know word of mouth is very important. So you want good reviews, treat your customers well, answer the phone or hire someone to answer the phone. Be organized in whatever it is you do. You're going to provide a service or product to someone, be organized in that. Please don't be messy and think that your business is going to thrive when you lack order in your business, when you lack customer service in your business. So those are just a few things that are from the book. Again, the book is called Your Why, and the subtitle is What's It All For? By yours truly. My name is Karen Boyd. I am the Savvy Reader. Meet me back here on next week for another book, a topic that we're going to read from, and I guess just kind of take a little bit from it. And we may do From Success to Significance, Never Underestimate the Competition, Tips to Staying Relevant, which is another book that I wrote. I will see you back here. Don't forget to subscribe and follow the channel, like the videos. And I'm going to be uploading every Wednesday for the new book each week. This is for all you book lovers, bookworms. I'm Karen Boyd, the Savvy Reader. I will see you on next week. Stay in action.